Hi everyone, it's Cards.byrachel here for the StampStop with a card making tutorial using the Sassy Club products. We're gonna feature this book die and this fun house alpha die and some beast inspired sets. The names will be listed in the description and down below. This book die tutorial was actually requested by Elena, so I hope this helps. I cut out that biggest piece out of some white smooth cardstock so it ink blends nicely. And I just used some tape to like cover the edges that I don't want in this blue color. I'm using the Stamp Market dye inks again, and I'm starting with cobalt. Later on, I decide it needs some shading, so I'll add navy to the bottom of this. But here you can see me peeling back that panel. You can see I got a piece that's 3¼ by 5½ inches. By 5½ inches to go on the back. And off camera, I stamped a Ballroom Stamp Set on there and colored it in with my Olo markers. And I'm just gonna fold that or glue that in there rather. Then it's a bit of overhang because you're always that cut line, that folding line, I mean, will be in your way basically. So I'm just cutting off the overhang there. And then you just fold it like that, and that's already your base piece actually. And then from this smaller piece, I got a panel of white cardstock again, and here I'm just showing you how it will attach to the bigger part of the book die. And I also got 2 more pieces of that one, and I'm just gonna cut like on that score line. And so it's basically the same size as the cover of the book, so we can just ink blend and decorate that and put it in the book die, because I feel like it adds a bit more stability, and I'm always messy when inking, so I like to have more panels. Here I'm laying out one of those panels, and I'm using some grassy border stencils. I'm just attaching them with some tape, and then we'll ink them up. So this is actually quite an easy interactive card again. You just use the folding lines, the score lines that the die creates basically, and then put it together. It's very self-explanatory, I feel, but I thought it would be nice to show you guys. And it's been a while since I used this one, so that made it extra fun to create with it again. I'm just using citron and apple for my grassy borders. This will be basically the piece that will be left of the ballroom panel you guys just saw. And I just thought it would be nice to do like multiple scenes. So you have the ballroom scene from the movie, you have this scene with like the baddies, so to say, and our little princess. Well, is she princess? In the end, she is, I suppose. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to create some different scenes. You could also do like more of a continuous scene between the left and the right panel. I've did that on previous cards as well. Here I'm using Breeze, by the way, in a cloudy stencil. This one is from Lanvin, but lots of brands have cloudy stencils, and you know, I always like them to make my skies. I think I will add some splatter to it as well. But first we're gonna do that front piece of our book. This will be the piece that you see before you open it, basically. And I'm going with 3 different colors of blue here to create a nice shading effect. Here's that cobalt again. We also used for that pop-up element in the beginning of this video, and here at the bottom I will use navy, and that's what like made me decide that that inside piece also needed a bit more of a dark blue to create some nice shading. So that's where when I decided to add the navy to that part as well. Like I said, Elena requested this book die video, which is so fun because I always ask for suggestions, and I'm really happy when I get them because first, then I don't have to think about it myself what I will make. So that's always nice, and I just like to know what you guys would love to see. Basically, here you can see me adding that navy to the pop-up panel of the book die, and Kim actually came with the Beast fandom idea because she likes to read the princess in the Beast fandom, of course. So I was like, yeah, that totally makes sense. And again, also, those are some sets I haven't used in a while. Here you can see me. I'm gonna heat emboss with white a sentiment. I did it off camera, but it will be on top of that pop-up panel. I added some gold splatters of camera to everything, and here I just used that Funhouse alpha die to create my sentiment, which will say till as old as time. And it fits quite nicely, actually. It's a bit of a squeeze, I would say, but I do love that I can get this sentiment in front of the, on the cover of the book, basically. I also cut and colored some of the images from the stamp sets, and here I have attached them. I think that adds a nice touch. And now on the other side of this, of the book cover, we'll attach that sky and grassy panel we just made, making sure I can still fold that hinge of the book flat. Is it called hinge? Back of the book? Okay, in the side of the book. And here I'm just laying out my images that I colored and fussy cut off camera. And I'm just gonna attach them with some glue. Normally I would use some foam to like give them more dimension. The front, the characters in the front being a bit more popped up than the back. But with these sort of cards, I don't like too much dimension because it will make the cover of the book pop up basically. So yeah, I felt like I was missing something, so I decided on another sentiment. Be bold and daring, it says, I believe. So this is the cover of our book die, basically. And here you can see that I heat embossed in gold, actually, not in white. And they lived happily ever after, it says. Jeez, I have a bit of trouble speaking today, but... And I attached a piece of white on the back and just cut off the excess again. And now we will use the pop-up elements that come with the die. You get two different ones and you can just attach it to the hinge or the back of that book die. I like to start on the left and then just lay it flat, remove the right part adhesive, and then just fold your book flat basically, and that will secure it nicely in place. Then the only thing that's left is that little tab there, and I'm just gonna fold it to the back part, and that will make our pop-up element. I would suggest doing that first and then attaching your white panel on the back, but I realized that too late because then you would have it nicely hidden. So do as I say, not as I do, is what they say, right? So yeah, I would do that the other way around. Here you can see me playing around with the layout of our pop-up element. I'm just attaching two of the characters actually on the front part. Our two main characters of the fandom will go into that ballroom. And then we have the teapot and the teacup that will go on that pop-up element. And that way we have a nice recreation of the ballroom scene, I feel. Yeah, so I decided, like I said, to do that left panel with like a whole different theme, like with sky and grass. But you could also like extend this area with your dark blues and add or a nighttime scene, or extend the ballroom out. You can do whatever. I feel like I wanted to read more like a book basically, so chapter of chapter sort of thing. But yeah, lots of options here again. Sassy Clubs has a lot of stamps that have multiple sets, like a lot of fandoms. So yeah, I feel like that works well for this die, so you can create multiple scenes. You could also do a scene on the front panel. Here I'm just removing that double-sided adhesive, and again, don't put your book on top of it, but hey. And then you can just attach that to the hinge or the back of your pop-up book, and that basically it, you guys. You can open it and read the book. So I hope it was clear this way. If you still have any questions about this book buy, please let us know. It's available as pre-order from for the Sassy Club from us. It's not available in the regular assortment, but we can order it if you want to. Here we have seen some close-ups of our book die, and let me know if you're gonna try this die as well. I'm very curious. Thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and all of the good stuff. Have a crafty day. Bye.